Hello, welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? Mushroom coffees are all the rage, and they're supposed to help with brain clarity, inflammation, and all these things, right? But they're expensive. My brother buys them, and I'm like, I just can't, do the thing. And there's also the thing with people who want the benefits but don't want the coffee. And there are those that are just, mushroom based. And then the quality of coffee and how do you get around all that? I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you how to make your own mushroom coffee extracts and whipping cream at home. You bet. It's going to be awesome. So let's get started and talk about mushrooms and all the mushroom things, and then we'll chit chat about chatbots. So let's go check out this video on mushrooms. Did you know that mushrooms being substituted for coffee go back to Finland in World War II? And there's been extensive use of mushrooms in Asian countries and in Chinese medicine, which isn't shocking. Now, mushroom coffee is typically a 50% ratio of coffee and 50% of mushroom. However, most of the coffees out there are an instant coffee and a mushroom powder extract. Not all of them are, but a lot of them are. And which isn't bad. It's not bad at all. Because if it's not extracted, or also meaning bioavailable, your body won't absorb the benefits of it because it has to break down this compound, chitin. Now, we also know that the mushroom coffees expound on all the medicinal benefits of these mushrooms. Now, there are culinary mushrooms which don't have any adaptogens in them, but they might be added as fillers, like shiitake or portobello. Now, proposed benefits of all these is reduced anxiety, improved immunity, lower the caffeine due to the mushroom powder. Well, that's like a no-brainer. Improved focus and better sleep. There are some that help with inflammation, stamina, stress, digestion, and even possibly cancer. One fact I would like to know is the anti-allergenic chaga mushroom that has shown evidence of suppressing the activity of immune cells responsible for allergic reactions to foods. My children could really use that. LifeBoostCoffee.com actually lists the amount of powdered mushroom extracts needed for specific things. Like for immunity, you need 3 to 5 grams. Energy, 1 to 2 grams. Anti-aging, 1 to 2 grams. That's actually possible for people to do. Now, daily consumption can cause an upset stomach. Some companies tout that it is because of the bioavailability of the mushroom powders and that certain companies just use fillers, and that's why. But it can also cause kidney stones, headaches, dizziness, bloating. Do your research on your mushroom extracts before using. That's what I'm going to say. And you should also avoid them if you are taking an immune suppressant drug, scheduling surgery, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, because there's no research on that, autoimmune disorders, and diabetic drugs, specifically for lion's mane. And why would you want to make your own mushroom coffee? There are benefits. It can be cheaper in the long run. You get to control the amount of mushrooms and type of mushrooms you're getting. You can also control the caffeine content if you like high caffeine like I do. Or you can wipe out all the caffeine if you'd like to and make it with chicory or dandelion root. I am actually using chicory root and Ceylon. Can't remember how you say that. Cinnamon. That's what this is. It's cinnamon. So there's a tablespoon of the chicory root and I don't know what that is. Is that a fourth? A half of the cinnamon. Now, these are my edible mushroom powders. You do have to be careful because some are sold as not edible, meaning using for cosmetic purposes. So my Chaga Black is something you can just mix with water. You don't have to mix it with coffee, you can. So 1 teaspoon of this is 2 grams. So I'm taking it, hopefully that's 2 grams of the mushroom powder because there is other stuff in there. And my lion's mane is 1 teaspoon is 2 grams. And the extract, Anthony's extract, is 1/3 of a teaspoon is 2 grams. Okay? So that's where the extract is different, right? The extract gives me 2 grams. The 1 teaspoon gives me 2 grams. So my little teapot, coffee press, whatever you want to call it, holds about 4 cups. So I am adding a 1/2 teaspoon of the chaga black. I am adding a 1/2 teaspoon of the lion's mane. And then I am going to add, I think I had a 1/2 of that, don't I? New spoon. Yeah. Okay. So it's like a third of the reishi mushroom powder. I didn't say that. I said Anthony's, but it's his red reishi mushroom powder. And I do add boiling water to this. Pour it in there, cover it up, wrap it in a blanket so it stays nice and toasty warm, and let it set for roughly 5 to 10 minutes, depending on what I am doing. But that's usually really long enough to infuse that chicory root and the mushroom powders. And the cool thing about that is they don't always strain out. They'll go right through the little strainer, so then you get the mushroom powder. And I was going to say that's another way you could do it is just make your chicory root tea and then add the mushroom powders to it at the end. So this is mahani, because I have to doctor this stuff up, you guys. I doctor the chicory. This is my heavy whipping cream from my very good friend who brings it to me whenever I ask her. And I'm going to show you, so I have this little, vacuum. I had one that went around the jar, the lid. This one just sucks on, and there's these special lids with the air valve. They seal so much better than the other ones. I just wanted to show you that. I'm not affiliated with any of those things, but so cream goes in, honey goes in, and I'm going to pour this yummy, delicious thing into my cup. It is that good, you guys. I love it. The chicory can be kind of bitter depending on how long you steep it, but that is also one reason why I put the honey in there. And yep, and that chaga, like I said, that's a coffee substitute. That goes, you don't have to actually, you can just put it in your coffee or your hot water or whatever thing you're doing. So talking about this, if you're worried about absorption, this is how you can help it along. This is just regular mushroom coffee. This is how I make my mushroom coffee. It's coffee and then the chaga black. This is literally, okay? You don't have to have fillers. You can have 100% caffeine and your mushroom powder. Now, absorption. If you're worried about absorption, add a healthy fat. Whole milk, cream, ghee, MCT, coconut oil, any of those things. I love to add ghee and cream. Not at the same time. Coconut oil, I like coconut oil, so it wouldn't be a big deal for me. But my daughter hates it, so yeah. Ghee, definitely ghee, because ghee, we've talked about way in the past. If you're lactose intolerant, most people can tolerate ghee because the milk fat solids have been removed. Also, heat it. Blend it with liquids that are hot, like coffees, teas, just even hot water. Maximum potency, simmer it a bit in water for 5 to 10 minutes to further break down the cellular matrix of the mushroom. I'm showing you, I'm just going to do this 1/3. There are differences between supplements and extracts. If what you're buying is labeled a supplement and not an extract, you will need higher doses of the supplement to achieve the same effects as a pure extract. As you can see, I love my mushroom coffee. Now to mushroom whipped cream, and I'm not sure how many people have actually tried this, but it's actually really fun. You can do this with different herbs like ashwagandha and astragalus and some things that like marshmallow root, things that are, not so yummy to eat, okay? But wanting the benefit of the herb. So to start, I am actually making a little batch of this. It's approximately 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And I know my cream looks excessively heavy because it is, but just regular heavy whipping cream. And if you have an immersion blender or a hand mixer, it all works the same. You're going to beat it just like you normally do. We're not making butter, so don't beat it too long, but just till we get some decent peaks forming. Soft peaks is all I really look for. And like I said, this is just a very small batch, and I don't have a hand mixer for my kitchen, and my immersion blender was dirty, and so we went with the big stand mixer. So roughly 1 minute to 2 till you get some soft peaks. And don't forget to scrape the bowl down in between beatings. Okay, now pay attention because I'm going to add some maple syrup to this. Roughly 1 tablespoon, a half a tablespoon, whatever you desire. You can also add powdered sugar, that works too, and a little bit of vanilla extract. Now to 1 cup of cream, I'm going to add a half a tablespoon of my mushroom powder. You need to figure out what ratio you want it to be at. You could add 2 tablespoons to this cream, and then, however much you want in your tea or coffee, or just scoop it out and eat it to get the mushroom benefits. That's all you have to do. So it's really very versatile and easy to do. My tea for tonight was ginger, lemon balm, and orange peel. There's my tea. And there's the beautiful cream. Oh, hello. It is so yummy. And I hate to say it, lion's mane it doesn't taste like dirt to me. You have the mud coffee and all this stuff. It's just earthy. It's not dirt. I've eaten my share of dirt. Oh, I wish you could taste this. It's so good. Torture. And then you just put it into a jar, store it in the fridge, do the cream thing. What'd you think of that? Thanks for hanging around. Yeah. So chatbots, I hate them. I just want to talk to a human person who understands me. Because even texting and emails can be taken out of context, So there's nothing wrong with wanting to talk to a human person. But here's a story for you. My daughter, who's in charge of assorted children's activities, they do a kickoff carnival every summer to kick off summer. And the summer programs and all that. So she had to buy the treats and all the stuff, right? So she bought ice cream and she's putting it in the freezer and she's like, there's something weird about this. And she realized she's missing a box of ice cream. So goes online, and of course they take you right to the chatbot. You can't get a human, you have to do the chatbot first. And the chatbot says, what is your problem? And she's like, I ordered 7 boxes of Bomb Pops and I only got 6. And the chatbot says something like, I'm not sure I understand you. Can you repeat that? And she's like, I'm missing a box of Bomb Pops. And the chatbot responds back, I don't understand you. Can you, say it in a different way? Something like that. She tells the story much better than I am. But she's like, I'm missing a box of ice cream. And the chatbot goes, great, which box are you missing? And she says, I'm missing a box of Bomb Pops. And the chatbot says, I don't understand. Now, in this whole series of texting, she has written bomb pops multiple ways with a hyphen, capitalized, not capitalized, split, together, okay? Finally, after going around and around, the chatbot says, I'm going to put you to a representative to help you. So she waits, and the rep comes on, and they're like, this person, I think it was a girl, she says, I'm going to just read through your messages, and we'll go from there. And my daughter's like, great. And she comes back on, she goes, so you're missing a box of bomb pops? And my daughter's like, yeah. There you go, AI. You don't understand bomb pops or cursive handwriting. Well. And they want you to rule the world? I don't think so. But yeah, I thought it was funny. Oh, and the way she tells it's absolutely hilarious. So if you know my daughter, ask her about this story, because it's freaking funny when she tells it. But anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. So take these 3 things with you. Be kind, be forgiving, and be you. And as always, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by, and I'll see you next time. God bless.